This week we are going to talk about, it's a kind of in continuation what we did last week. We started 3D studies and we studied with line. Line is one of those things that allows you to create the 3D illusion in drawing. And then we started with discovering contour line, right? And we defined the contour line as a contour is a line that is created by either two planes meet each other or one plane turns away from you. You remember that? And I concluded that the contour is a kind of representative of the plane. Line is generally like that. Line somehow is representing the plane. It's an abstraction or abstract suggestion of a plane. Like language that we have words to an abstract suggestion of reality. In drawing, we have lines, different kind of lines and lines with different shapes. They are representing different planes somehow. Now, I can ask, how about the plane itself? If I want to draw the plane, what should I do? One line can represent the plane all the time? Or what kind of lines I have to use to draw a plane? For example, just give you an example. Last week we talked about, let's say, cylinder, right? We draw a cylinder with these lines. This is from this plane, and these two lines for the plane going like that, and this line for the plane on the bottom, right? But if I want to draw this plane, this plane itself, what kind of line do I need? And as you see, this kind of line that I'm putting just casually are kind of representing the plane. Or let's say you have a plane like that. Let's say you have a plane like that. Then lines that are sort of going on, on the surface, going this way, and also going this way, 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 going this way. These lines are defining the plane itself. Or another good example is how the computer understands volume. Computer, for example, if computer want to draw a sphere, the way the computer understands it is with these things. What are they called? Wireframe? Right? In computer, when you want the modeling in computer, I mean 3D images in computer, there is where, for example, if you want to draw an arm, let's say, going something like that, that's an arm, like that's an arm. Then computer understands like a bunch of lines like that, right? Going something like that, and then going something like that, something like that, something like that, and going something like that, and then, are you following me? What are these lines?
Are they also called contour lines?
These are cross contour lines. These are also called contour, but cross contour. If you if you cut something, you create a cross section. The line that cross section creates is called contour, cross contour. For example, again, a good example is a cylinder shape, right? You see that this is a cross section of a cylinder. Then this circle line is a cross section on that one, and that line is cross contour. You can have many cross contours on this. Now you imagine that you have a cross section and then you have many cross contours, right? But like what I did on the cylinder here, right? Like what I did in cylinder here. But pay attention that the cross contour doesn't, you see, on a cylinder, let's say on a cylinder, cross contour doesn't need to be always like that. We are most familiar with two kind of cross contour. One is 90 degrees to the form, or the one that is parallel to the form. You know, these are also cross contours, right? Why? Because if you do a cross section, you create that line, right? Are you with me? These are cross section and creates that line. You could also go this way. For example, let's say you could go this way. You could go this way. You could go this way. I mean, you don't need to go. What's that? You know, these are all cross section, and you get.
Oops, sorry guys, I was drawing it wrongly. If you go for a cross section of, let's say, 45 degree on a cylinder, you get shapes like this, not like the one that I drew on the board. Sorry again, but I hope these questions help.
You get shapes like that. You get shapes like that. Right? Cross section. If the cross contour is created by a cross section of the thing, then it could be in many different directions. But again, we are the most familiar with 90 degree to the form. 90 degree to the form. That's what we are really familiar with, right? And these cross contours, these are another aspect about this, that all other kind of lines are created by these cross contours. For example, again, let's say go to cylinder, example of cylinder. You know, when you have this outline contour and this outline is created by many cross contours that go in something like that, right? Then every point is created by a cross contour that goes around, right? Then this line is created by many lines like this. You can say that. Also, you can say that one of these cross contours that you go that way, one is creating this outline. One is creating this outline. This is a cross contour that's going this way. Are you following me? The concept of cross contour is very, very important in drawing. And not that people explained it and understood it like what I'm saying, because I think we are living in the age of computer, and we have to learn, we have to teach computer how to understand three-dimensionality. Then now we have a better understanding of cross contours and how they are the bottom line, basically. They are the mother of all kind of lines. But nevertheless, in the past, cross contours and using a cross contour was very common. I mean, in the past, I mean, for example, Renaissance, the masters that we had from that era. they're using it a lot and relying on cross contour in order to create the plane. As I said, it's plane drawing. It's when you do cross contour, you are drawing the plane, and drawing the plane is very important. And it's very known. Any great artist, any great master you want to study, doesn't matter. They are using the cross contour a lot. Because again, you want to draw the plane, the cross contour is necessary. Then do you have the idea of cross contour? Because we're going to practice cross contour in this class. And we're going to learn how to draw the cross contour, how to get our lines with help of cross contour, how to draw the planes with the help of cross contours. And cross contour is going to stay with us for many, I mean, up to the end of the course. It's always going to be useful and a good tool of drawing. You okay so far? Next, then how to learn this, how to use the cross contour, how to apply this to human form. It's like what I drew here. You can draw the arm like this instead of going for the outline, right? Now what we're going to do is we're going to ask Benjamin, our model, to go for 5-minute poses. And what you do, you don't start with the gesture. You start with cross contours on his body. For example, you can start from, let's say I just do it. Let's say there's a pose like this, right? Maybe first you do your gesture to make it easier, but you don't really need the gesture. I'm doing this because I want to show there is a pose like that. Otherwise, if there is a pose like that, okay, I started like that. You see, I started like that. You know, going for I could put for more details of cross contour. Then going the cross contour of the chest, going something cross contours of the, you know, it could go this way as well, but cross contour of the chest, cross contours of the arm, going something like that, going something like that. The fingers, even, I mean the thumb, and then going some. Imagine this pose is there, and I'm trying to draw him based on cross contours, you know, and then going something like that, and so on, the whole figure. Are you following what I'm trying to say? It's like your pencil is moving on the surface of the body and following the cross section. Following the let's say I do a cross. If I do a cross section, then I get something like that, lines like that. You know, I'm getting a lines like that. You know, I'm getting lines like that, and I'm drawing those lines. With this assignment, we want to learn how to explore and how to draw the cross contours. Let's start. When we get better, I have other suggestions to use this in a good way. Is that okay? No question? Okay, that's the pose. You can start anywhere you like, right? I can start with the head. You know, head, top of head is something like that, and then going something like that. You know, the shape of the head is if I want to do the cross contours like that, I could go for what's that? The more specific cross contours as well. You know, for example, the what's that? The face. You know, and then the what's that? The mask. The mask. You know. I'm not thinking of gesture. I'm thinking of, and the neck. The cross contours of the neck is going to be something like that, right? I could go also this way, but this way it's working better. And then the clavicle is something like that. You know, the cross contours of what's that? Shoulder. For example, shoulder. I could go a little bit like that, but I also could go like what I drew on the board for you, going something like that. You know, the trapezius is here, right? And then, you know, that's the, what's that? The arm, sorry, the chest. And the arm, on that arm is going something like that, but back to its chest, you know, this is the breastbone. I'm following the breastbone, and then this goes in, and cross contour here. You know, let's say every 2 inches I do one cross contour, right? The other one going something like that. Maybe I should do the one that on the nipple, that goes through the nipple. It goes something like that, and then goes something like that. I could have gone cross contours like this. For example, you know, make the. Are you following me? What I'm doing? I'm just touching and going different cross section on the body, but you don't need to necessarily go all different directions. The point is to feel the you know, and then I could go something like that, and could go something like that, and then the leg starts here. You know, this arm. You know, now I'm going a little bit faster. This arm going down, the leg. You know, it becomes like a mummy in a way, but these are all cross sections on the body, right? Yeah, like stripes on your body, on your. You know, last time when we were doing contour, you know, I show you some from last time. That I was doing some contours. For example, these are contours, right? These are contours. But as you see, I'm using also cross contours. Later we are going to combine this. But in contour, we were saying we're touching model with the pencil. This time on this one, I would say you're hugging model. You know, you're going to stop there, and you not go further. Just touching and hugging, right? And these lines that I'm drawing again. You could go what's happening in behind the form, but you don't need that. I mean, that doesn't make any use for us. Also, pay attention to follow his cross contours, not just bunch of circles. You know, try to follow his muscles, his, you know, the shape he has, his proportion, and everything. The point is this: we are not drawing a bunch of, let's say, cylinders and put some circle in it. No, that's not what we're doing. We're drawing him and trying to draw the cross contours that we see on his body. Is that clear? Okay, then your turn. Now you have the idea that your drawing shows me that you've got the idea of using these cross contours, these lines that are created by cross section. These are imaginary lines. These are not necessarily actual real lines. Sometimes they are based on the there are natural contours in the muscle, but these are imaginary lines. And you've got the idea that with these imaginary lines, we can touch the surface better. We can create a more 3D looking illusion, and basically we can draw the plane if you pay attention to it. Now I want you to take this one step forward and go for a little bit faster, a lot more of these cross contours, and go different direction that you like, any direction. Try to define the pose, try to define the volume, the 3D aspect of drawing that you're doing. Still, we don't do the outline. There is no outline. I call this no outline drawing. I call this plain drawing, but also it's very much close to modeling. This is some teachers from the past. They would suggest that just filling the volume with bunch of lines. But I think not bunch of lines, but cross contours is very, very useful. Then I want you now go for a lot of them and try to model, right? But maybe we should have a break. After the break, 10 minutes break, and after the break we're going to do that. Now you have a better idea of what now no outline drawing means, or plane drawing that is dealing with the plane. You can go a lot farther in this kind of drawing. You know, it's based on cross contours, but it's a little bit different. It's looser and freer than cross contours. But the same idea. The bottom line is the same, but it goes a little bit farther than that. I want you to practice this in your homework and try to get more comfortable with it. Next week we are going to talk about how to put this in use in our drawing. How we can build up on top of this, right? That's the task for next week. But in your homework, please practice no outline drawing. That's it for today.